Hello, vinyl community. It was one of those days where I was getting off relatively early, and the wife was going to be at work. So usually when that happens, which isn't that often, I pass some time by going vinyl shopping. Go figure. Yeah. So I made 2 stops today. The first one was the Goodwill in my old neck of the woods. I should refer to it as the La Sierra Goodwill, and this one as the Magnolia Goodwill, referring to the street names, but whatever. Alright, so I went there and I noticed they had more records than usual, and I was pretty excited, but given the prices at Goodwill compared to other places, even though that at that Goodwill, I mean, they just charged $2 each. The Magnolia Goodwill, I mean, they charge up to like $8 for a record. So, so $2 is good, but I was trying to keep it realistic, and so I weaned out a bunch that I would have liked to get, but I decided not to. But I got some really good stuff, and some of this is the usual Goodwill fare, but it's stuff I like. I like it, so that's all that matters. Also, you have to keep watching this video. Don't give up on me, because probably the second half of this video is blockbuster. At my second stop, I found some really, really good stuff. So stick around. Okay. All right. So let's get to it. This record I was pretty excited about, because I think my late father-in-law used to have this record. It looks awfully familiar. I could be entirely wrong. I'll have to ask my wife when she gets home, but it looks awfully familiar, and I know he had some Percy Faith. So, yeah. So this is Mucho Gusto, More Music of Mexico. Again, this is Goodwill fare, but it's stuff I like, and one thing, I repeat these things over and over, and I apologize, but one of the cornerstones of my collection is international music. So, that being said, I have actually a couple here by the Baja Marimba Band, and this one's interesting. I almost think it's marketed more at kids, just because it says for animals only. And then you have songs like Puff the Magic Dragon, How Much Is That Doggy in the Window? Yeah. So I suspect it's marketed at kids, but yeah. It'll be interesting to hear their take on those songs. So, all right. And then, yes, one more by them. And this one, I mean, I would have picked this up for the cover alone. Oh, man. Baja Marimba Band. You have them, they're in their tuxedos and top hats, smoking cigars in a pig pen. Literally, a pig pen. Oh, man. That's great. This one I'm pretty excited about, as far as international music, and I allowed for scratches on this one, just because, yeah, Savage Rhythms, The Talking Drums of Africa. That should be good. That should be good. I'm very, very pleased to add that to my collection. Even if there's, you know, a few scratches on it, but I think they're fairly minor, so. This one, I just don't know what to make of it. This is one of those I had to get, even though, yeah, it's kind of not in the best condition, but it's called Mumph, Ludwig and the Classics. And it's just really kind of silly. But I assume, I don't know. I shouldn't even make assumptions about this album. But I mean, it's clearly, you know, whether it's just straight up music or comedy routines or what, I don't know. It has a humorous bent. We'll put it that way. All right. Again, I'm not really into live albums, but I've picked up many. I have many. Madeline, leave it. I have many in my collection. But when I can get a double LP, live or otherwise, for $1.99 in good shape, I'm gonna do it. So it's Teddy Pendergrass, live coast to coast. There we go. Well, there we go. Yeah. All right, now these next two, I don't know. Probably a lot of people will think I'm silly, but I have a soft spot for Paul Williams. Yeah. So I was happy to find a couple more to add to my collection. Paul Williams, A Little on the Windy Side. And Paul Williams, Ordinary Fool. And the best one that I picked up there, by far, is Stevie Wonder, In Square Circle. His little poster / lyric sheet, I guess. I should put that inside, actually. There we go. So we can see the gatefold. There we go. All right. Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay. All right. So the first few are nothing to get too excited about, but after that, it gets better. Let me just good little stack here. This was from Savers. Now, whenever I'm passing by Savers, I always kind of ponder, should I or shouldn't I? Because it's pretty rare that they get new stuff in, and usually the stuff they have is not very good. A lot of Christmas albums and you know, old religious records and that sort of thing. And yeah, that's all well and good, but not really what I'm in the market for, you know. So when I got there and I saw that they have 3 stacks basically, and they were quite full, or 3 bins, I should say. They were they were quite full, so I could tell that they had gotten some new stuff in. And for some reason, I always go to the third bin first. I don't know why. And let me tell you, that bin was mighty powerful, and it had me saying, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God," many, many, many times, over and over and over. Now, sadly, when I was going through the ones that I immediately pulled out, yeah, there were some scratches, and I had to put back a lot of good ones. A lot of good ones. But I did find, obviously I found, a good sized stack there. So, let's get to these. Alright, now, another area of my collection is soundtracks. I'm not familiar with this. I always hear about the chess soundtrack, but was it a movie? Was it a play? Was it a musical? I just don't know. But it's a double LP, and keep in mind the ones at Savers are $1 each. So, and, it had some pretty strong ringware there, but that's okay. I'm not too worried about ringware and stuff like that. This next one I just kind of got out of curiosity. I've never even heard of him, but he looks like a nice enough guy, so I figured I'd pick it up. The Best of Paul Davis, featuring I Go Crazy. Just by the look of him, I'm thinking country, folk, something along those lines. Yeah. Now this name I have heard. I'm not all that familiar with his stuff, but Al Stewart. This is Time Passages. I almost think I might have this one, but I think it's a different one I have. But yeah, I think it is a different one that I have. Oh, all right. Now we're to the good stuff. We are to the good stuff. Okay, first of all, one of my favorite bands from the 60s, as far as 60s pop, we'll put it that way, is Herman's Hermits. And I have never, ever, ever seen them in the wild. Yeah. But I did today. So it's the Best of Herman's Hermits. Again, best of albums, greatest hits albums are not my favorite. But certainly if it's someone that I don't normally find, I'm going to pick it up. It's better to have a greatest hits album than nothing, So I was very thrilled to find this. Considering the age, the cover's in pretty good shape. And the vinyl is surprisingly good. Surprisingly good. Okay. Now, okay, so we got a couple by Paul Simon. This is Hearts and Bones. And One Trick Pony. And as if I didn't have enough already, I picked up 3 more of Elton John. Red Strikes Back. Costumes and hats and... Is that... That's Donald Duck and Minnie Mouse. Interesting. Not quite sure what's going on there. Then we have Empty Sky. Kicking back. And then leather jackets. So I think I had 9, and that would bring up my total to 12 Elton John albums. I'm pretty sure. All right, folks. Now, I didn't find any Beatles records. I'll say that. But I found the next best things, and there's quite a few of them. So, the first one here is Ringo Starr, Blast from Your Past. Oh, man. And Ringo Starr, Stop and Smell the Roses. He's looking very romantic there. Oh, man. George Harrison, Somewhere in England. I don't recognize any of those songs on there. But it's George Harrison, come on. Cloud 9. $1 each, people. $1 each. Now, bear in mind, these I allowed for scratches. I tried to keep the scratches to a minimum with the idea that they should at least be playable. You know, pops and crackles, I can handle that all day long. Skips, not so much. So, we'll see. We shall see. The best of George Harrison. And this has, like, oh my goodness. It has Something. Here Comes the Sun. Taxman. While My Guitar Gently Weeps. You. Dark Horse. Oh my gosh. I love John Lennon, don't get me wrong. But George Harrison is very, very underrated. You know, I mean, he has his following, that's for sure. But he is, talent-wise, he's right up there with John Lennon and Paul McCartney. You know, his talent is perhaps a different direction, kind of less poppy, I guess. I don't know. I'm gonna shut up before I sound stupid. 33 and a third. And George Harrison. I cannot tell you how shocked I was to find these at Savers for $1 each. I was literally imagining someone coming and, like, trying to grab my stack of records, and I was imagining, you know, having to, like, punch someone out, and I'm a pacifist, so. Alright, now we're into another member of the Beatles. Paul McCartney, Tug of War. I'm so excited. I love the cover on this one. That's just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. There's these weird, I don't know what those are. I'll have to take a closer look, but so this is Paul McCartney Press to Play. Give my regards to Broad Street. Good stuff. Pipes of Peace. Woo. Someone's at the door. Let me finish this real quick. I have a couple more. All the Best. There's a gatefold there. And Wing's Greatest. I think it was just a package being delivered. That's what it was. And Band on the Run. Wow. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. I'm just in awe. It's like, yeah.